Welcome. The highlights of the last of the preliminary games in the Benson Hedges World Series. This one between Australia and Pakistan played at the SCG. These were the teams put in the field. Border, Taylor, Boone, Jones. The two Wars, Matthews, Healy, Rifle, Dodemaide, McDermott and Tim May being the lineup for Australia. And for Pakistan, well, they've had plenty of problems in recent times, and they're going in with Javed Miandad, Ramiz Raja, Amir Sohail, Salim Malik, Inzamam ul Haq, Asif Mushtabah, Wasim Akram, Rashid Latif, the wicket-keeper, Waqar Younis, Mushtaq Ahmed, Aqib Javed and Syed Anwar is the 12th man. And the reason Pakistan have had so many problems is shown up there in the World Series points table. They've played 7, they only have 3, and they cannot make the finals. Now, this was a beautiful, fine Sydney day here. Temperature around about 28 degrees and a big crowd in the offing, around 25,000 people at the start of play to see these two teams, Australia and Pakistan, take part. No shortage of excitement in the very first over. The third ball, David Boone should have been run out. He played it, missed, it flew off the pad to mid-wicket. Ramiz Raja came around and threw, gathered it in well, and enter Boone stage left just there. But he still would have been 4 or 5 yards out had the ball hit the stumps. Alan Border won the toss and decided Australia would bat. A good toss to win. This was the same pitch as used for the Test match. A stack of runs made on, and it looked to be in very, very good nick here today. We join play now in the 4th over. Aqib Javed is bowling to David Boone. It's no wicket for 7, and your commentators Michael Holding and Bill Laurie.
Nice shot. Bullish on leg stump. Fast outfield. Goes all the way.
David Boone has always been pretty good off his legs. Aqib Javed not quite bowling on the line that you would like. Just straying onto the leg stump. And David Boone dispatching it quite easily. He has been getting the ball to go away from the right-hander. I think he'll be better off trying to pitch on off stump.
Never a lot of tension about when David Boone's on strike. It's inside edge, that'll go for 4. That was well bowled. It was a foolish delivery. And codes the drive. Boone got an edge and a full wave for 4.
Inside edge. Wow, that was close.
Very good over for David Boone. 12 runs off the over. No wicket for 19. Change at the members' end. Waqar Younis coming into the attack. Well bowled and well played. They'll go all the way. It's very fast, the outfield man. In fact, it's lightning fast. David Boone doing a beautiful straight player. Off or onside. Fine shot. Yes. Goes again. This time he beats Javed at short mid-wicket. He'll pick up 3 more. Waqar Younis keeping the ball well up to Boone. Taylor gets the bottom edge. How lucky was that? Got the inside edge. Waqar Younis can't believe that. That went very fine. In fact, almost finished directly behind the stumps. No wicket for 34.
That shot should give Mark Taylor a bit of confidence. It's an area where he's had a few problems just outside off stump, but he struck that one really well.
Actually, there's a little bit of a look of surprise on Mark Taylor's face, as if to make that same point. He smacked that, pardon the pun, straight through point. It's a very good shot, and that's a good sign for Mark Taylor. It means that when you're playing your favourite shots right and getting runs for them, 4 runs from them like that, suddenly you start to think that batting's a lot easier than it's been seeming.
Ramiz, not the fastest of chasers. Jones got through the keeper. Another 4. 4 byes. And that brings up the 50 for Australia in the 10th over.
This is not a good sign either for Rashid Latif, who seems to have injured a hamstring in the process of attempting to stop that ball.
Got his leg a little bit tangled up. Certainly it was tucked up underneath his body as he fell there, the left leg.
It's taking a bit of time to sort out the problem to Rashid Latif, who's sadly being helped off the field. Now that doesn't look very good at all. It's a sad moment for him. And you'll see from the graph of the innings so far, some very good overs there. Those 2 or 3 overs up the 10, 11, 12 mark. They really gave Australia a good boost.
Bowls the slower ball probably more than any other Pakistan bowler, Aqib Javed. Asif Mushtaba, the fieldsman, and they ran 4. Excellent shot there from David Boon. And despite the dive, it gets into the gutter for yet another boundary to David Boon.
None for 84 Australia. Still plenty of batting to come.
That has been summarily dispatched to the boundary.
It was the wrong one too. So he swept it against the spin.
He's hit that pretty well in the middle. Steve Randall just taking evasive action. Needed to. I think it might have parted his hat, if not his hair.
A very confident opening batsman for Australia.
Yes,
And so the 100 partnership comes up.
That's an excellent start. Some good straight play. They've taken all the singles. Only 135 balls faced. The outfield's lightning fast. A great day for the straight players here at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
Both batsmen approaching the 50 mark. Mark Taylor's just gone past the 1,000 mark in one-day international cricket. That'll be 50 for David Boon. Nicely clipped off his toes through mid-wicket. It's been a very good season for David Boon. Another good 50 for him.
It's just at the right time too, just before the first final against the West Indies. It's always nice to have your top order batsman scoring freely. Boon played a very solid knock away to a flying start. He's consolidated and he'll go on. Fine player.
And the same for Mark Taylor too. The crowd rising twice in 2 balls in succession to salute a 50. Again, very good knock by Mark Taylor. He's played with a lot of confidence today at the SCG. It's home turf, home territory for him. And of course the New South Wales crowd will be enjoying that on his behalf. That's in the air. It's going to be caught. It's a nicely judged catch. Syed Anwar at deep square leg. No sooner have we talked about the possibility of 100 and David Boon has holed out at deep square leg. What a shame that is.
Yes, he'd be very annoyed with himself there. He played so well. He was so careful to place the ball. This time he's gone to hit across the line. Pretty well judged catch that. Put low down. There's the off spinner just getting a little bit of turn maybe, but Boon hit off the meat of the bat, straight down the throat of mid-wicket. Caught it easily. And the first wicket is down, that of David Boon, for 112.
Dean Jones makes it out to the crease. Broke his thumb, or had his thumb cracked for him by Wasim Akram in Melbourne 2 nights ago. Batted very well there for 84 to help win the game for Australia, and also the man of the match for himself. And had us thinking up here in the commentary box it might have been time for 100 from him. Dean Jones almost in a bit of trouble.
I think if that had hit the stumps on the floor, I think Jones would have been run out there. He charged the spinner. There was an appeal for bat pad. Jones just stood there in the middle of the pitch. I mean, what's the good effort by Mushtaq to fire this ball back? There's Jones coming down. Look, not really with it. There's the throw. He's in a bit of strife. Maybe just back.
1 for 114 Australia, the man out David Boone for 50. There'll be runs here. That's beautifully hit by Mark Taylor. In fact, so well timed that the man out at deep point, Shahid Anwar, can't get round in time. It's a lovely shot for 4. He's gone. Mark Taylor is bowled, trying to late cut Asif Mustaba down towards third man. The bottom edge off the bat. And Asif Mustaba strikes for the second time.
Mark Taylor will figure he's thrown away 100 here. He's played pretty well today. He's been badly out of form. He was set. The makeshift off spinner, just the arm ball, just went on with the arm, bottom edge, back into the leg stump. He's out clean bowled. So 2 wickets in a row for the orthodox spinner. Very important for Pakistan. Taylor out for 58 off 77 deliveries. It's 2 for 124.
Steve Waugh, the man replacing Mark Taylor. Career average just over 30, Steve Waugh. He won't be facing, it's Dean Jones to face Mushtaq Ahmed.
Dean Jones picks the gap this time. That's well struck.
That was beautifully struck by Dean Jones, and that's what happens when you tend to use your feet to the spin bowlers. Had no problems there at all.
That's the wrong one, and he's gone this time. Overdoing it on this occasion, trying to cut against the spin. Mushtaq tosses up the wrong, and Dean Jones goes for the late cut. He cuts it too fine into the stumps.
And Mushtaq pitching up a bit more there. Wasn't as short as the previous delivery, and the wrong one. Dean Jones goes 13. It's 3 for 144 Australia.
Mark Waugh is the new batsman coming in to join his brother Steve, 27 years of age, a higher score of 67 from 44 matches. Again, Steve Waugh making room on the offside. This will be 4.
Yes, the man at backward point had no chance of cutting that one off. It's a very fast outfield. Steve Waugh hitting that in front of square. The sweeper, as they call it, being behind square, had no chance at all in getting to that.
Mark Waugh hasn't had as many opportunities as Steve in limited over cricket, just the 44 matches, 40 innings, just coming up to his 1,000 runs, 650s in that time. Some good running here. (21 to Steve, 11 to Mark. Aqib Javed will come back on. Javed Miandad, wicket-keeper and captain today. Two fieldsmen behind square. Should be only the 1 run, but the way the Waugh brothers run, there's trouble now. That's out. Mark Waugh thought Steve was looking for 2. Steve ran as though he wanted 2 runs. Mark responding very much to the feeling that Steve Waugh wanted the 2 runs. He turned and started to go. Anwar was the fielder on the boundary. He'd run around to his right.
Yes, Javed Miandad substituting as wicket-keeper. We'll be quite pleased with his performance there. Steve Waugh seemingly coming back. Mark Waugh responding. Well, that was pretty close. But Australia lose their 4th wicket.
Alan Border is the new batsman. He's out there to replace Mark Waugh. A little bit of a mix-up between the Waugh brothers. And Border gets off the mark, as he tends to do very quickly. So there's a change in the middle, and there's a change in the commentary position. Ian Chappell is here, and with him, Richie Benaud.
That's a good stop by Javed. It's also wide from the bowler. Javed wasn't very pleased about it because he feared it was going to be called wide. The reason Javed is there is the regular keepers off the field. Oh, beautifully timed. Of course, that's a good shot. Fast outfield. Only just caressed the ball. There was no power in the stroke, only superb timing.
Australia maintaining a pretty good run rate, just the 4 blue dots signifying the wickets lost. That brings up the 200 in the 44th over. And Wasim Akram saw Border backing away and followed him. It's 4 for 201.
As Bill was saying, that when he places it well, that's all you need to do. Looks very strongly at that offside when he's trying to make space for himself.
Thick edge that'll go all the way. It's lightning fast here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Waugh looking for the square drive, got the edge. Wacky Younis not all that impressed. He's bowled fairly well without luck here today.
His 45 runs have come from just 55 balls.
Clip that nicely. That's a fine shot. Bad luck. Good try by the fieldsman. Made a good effort there. Anwar, but couldn't control it with his feet. It was a well-timed and placed shot. Oh, well, that almost affecting the stumps. That brings up the 50. It's a fine knock. He's going to run a ball. Time the ball sweetly. 4 for 211. Waugh not out 50.
Steve Waugh's taken a liking to this Sydney Cricket Ground. 100 here in the Test match against the West Indies. And now a very good and very quick and fluent 50 against Pakistan in this last of the World Series qualifiers.
Border hits that wide of cover. It's going to go all the way. The outfield superb here today. Full value for your strokes. 14 off the over. 4 for 215. Border cuts. And then at the point, that brings up the 50-run partnership in good time.
It's a very good partnership indeed from these two batsmen. It's the sort of wicket, this strip here at the SCG, that sometimes favours the medium pacer. When the balls get older as well, the ball doesn't come onto the bat as much as the batsman would like.
It's in the air, it's wide of third man, it goes all the way. That was a quicker one. Waugh under it, over the top of slip cord, always going to be 4. No ball, and that's 4 more. The Australians lifting their strike rate in these final overs as we expect. 6 wickets in hand. Over Meandad, captain and wicketkeeper today. It could be 4 more. That's in the gap. Coming around the square man picks it up. 2 more to Waugh. Placed that beautifully between the fine leg and the backward square leg. He hits. He's got to be out surely. Doesn't throw. 15 off the over. Why didn't you throw it, says Wasim Akram. 4 for 230. Steve Waugh 64 off 63 balls faced. Alan Border on 18 off 27. Wacky Younis continues from the Randwick end. Crash. Caught! What a catch! A ripper! At cover. Asif off the ground. That's a gem.
That's a wonderful catch from Asif Mustaba. Not a tall man, as you can see there, stood next to Wacker Younis. And Steve Waugh really did smash this ball away on the offside. And that's 2 hands just above his head there, feet off the ground. In the end, Asif Mustaba very nonchalant indeed. It was a very well-hit ball from Steve Waugh. It's going to take something like that sort of brilliance to stop Steve Waugh in his tracks today. He's played very well indeed. Dismissed now. Court Asif bowled Vakar for 64. Australia are 5 for 230.
Ian Healy with a strike rate of 90, an average of 20. Wacky Younis the bowler. 5 for 230. High, sure, he's gone, yes, he's got two in a row. Come in front of Ian Healy. Waka Younis keeping the ball well up to Healy, gets him LBW for a duck.
Well, 2 and 2 for Waka Younis. Might be a little bit late in the day. This is the first one. Steve Waugh smashing it away on the offside, and that's a good view of that catch from Asif Mujtaba. And then 2 minutes later, Ian Healy right in front of the stumps. Not too much doubt there for Steve Randall. That's one of the easier decisions he'll have to make in an umpiring career. No joy for Ian Healy. Daddles the duck, comes out of hibernation. Australia are 6 for 230.
Greg Matthews on a hat-trick. And Javid Miandad, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 inside the circle. He's going to bring in the slip or not. Waka Younis wants a man, and he's pleading with his captain, give me a catcher, captain. Yes, he gets one. The short leg coming in, and the man coming up from deep backward square leg into a catching position at square leg. So just a short leg in for Waka Younis on a hat-trick. Oh, beautiful ball and well played. It was there, he had to get bat on it, and Matthews did well.
Try and get Australia's total up above that 250 mark. Of course, we're expected straight away to find the middle of the bat, come what may.
It's well striking, he finds a gap border, this could go, it's very fast, it's a fine stroke. Making some room, foolish delivery, he beat cover. That's over, mid-on, that's 4 more. Akib Javid looking to go for the mark, but it just drifted over his head.
That was tantalisingly close to Akib Javid. Alan Border didn't quite middle this ball.
He won't want to bowl down the leg side of the leg glance. No, he knocks him over. Over goes the Castle. Good length, very full. Border clean bowl for 28.
Well, that's the way to come back. Beautifully directed delivery from Waka Younis. Dead on target. Alan Border again trying to give himself room. Sets himself to go on the offside. You look very closely, just a little bit of a way swing from Waka Younis to Alan Border. It's a good hand from Alan Border. Very good scoring, very quick scoring.
Tony Dodemaide taking guard, up by Steve Randall. Waka Younis picking up 3 wickets and a very good spell for Pakistan. Dodemaide off the mark, they look for 2. Lines deep, excellent running. Fine shot, that's going all the way for 4. So that brings up to 250. Good shot. Beautifully placed. The outfielder coming around quickly. Does well. They may go for 4. It's a long throw. Here comes Dodemaide. Good running. He's out. Well, Java does it. Dodemaide going for the 4th. Tony Dodemaide got the staggers with about 3 metres to go. A direct hit from the captain, and he's run out going for the 4th run.
The throw goes wide. Javid Miandad has spotted the fact that Dodemaide's got a long way to come still. That's a very close run thing.
Good piece of effort by the young outfielder there. It's been a long, hard day in the field. It's chipped to mid-wicket, just the single. So after 50 overs, it's 8 for 260.
Welcome back. Well, that was a wonderful performance from Australia. They are in good form at the moment going into the finals of this Benson Hedges World Series. They played brilliantly in Melbourne the other night, and I reckon 230 would have been a decent score for them here, and this card shows just how much better than that they finally did. 8 for 260, a great opening stand between Boone and Taylor. Taylor, 58 from 77 balls. He looked to me to go out there today determined to play strokes from the word go and to keep the scoring rate moving along. Boone 50, 64 for Steve Waugh, 28 to Border, and Matthews unbeaten on 10. Paul Rifle is 2 not out, 8 for 260, and the full 50 overs gone there. And the bowling figures for Pakistan, no wickets for Wasim Akram and Akib Javid, although Wasim Akram bowled quite well, Waqar Younis 3 for 55, 1 for 39 from Mushtaq Ahmed, who also bowled well, and Asif Mushtabar, 9 overs, no maidens, 2 for 47. So it's 261. The asking rate is 5.22. I think that should be just a little bit too much for Pakistan, who are not in batting form at the moment.
If they start off too quickly, they may fall by the wayside, but if they start off reasonably well, I'm sure they can accelerate that later on. There's Craig McDermott.
That's very close. Not very far forward. Amir Sahel just playing across the crease. Umpire Terry Prue very reluctant to give LBWs. Ramiz Raja opens his account in great style. That'll be 4 runs. Tim May is out there as 12th man. He is sub-fielding for David Boone. There's a bit of swing there, and it should have been caught. Tim May continues his rather unfortunate form in the field for Australia.
Yes, that should have been caught. Not a very difficult chance at all, but Tim May hasn't been having a happy time in the field. Straight to him, very comfortable height, chest high.
That's one of the better shots we've seen so far from the Pakistan batsman. It really has been quite a happy atmosphere. Even before the game started, people were rushing. Hasn't been too many bounces bowled this afternoon. One-day cricket doesn't lend itself, but been plenty of shots played. And there's another of the many shots that we've seen here this afternoon, and that one will race away to the boundary. A very fast outfield at the SCG. This warm weather really means for fast scoring as the outfield at the SCG gets very fast. Again finding the gap here, and that will get away to the boundary. Not going to waste a lot of energy running tonight. Ramiz Raja, none for 23.
Well, there you are. It's a start for Dolomade and for Australia. Inside edge. But they all count when the batsmen have been tied down and feel themselves forced to start playing strokes. Ball to the captain, and Dolomade, the man who flew over on the red-eye special the other night to Melbourne, now combined to take the first wicket.
Amir Sahel's been in poor form for Pakistan. This just about sums up his lot. He's dragged that ball back from a long way wide of the off stump. Any batsman would count that as being somewhat unlucky. He's bowled Dolomade for 7. Pakistan are 1 for 24.
Salim Malik is the new batsman. He batted a bit further down the list the other night in Melbourne. He's up here to push the scoring along. Couldn't be straighter. Right to the middle of the side screen at the far end.
They've got 32 runs on the board in the 12th over. Ramiz Raj has been in good touch. He's on 20, Salim Malik on 0. Tim May diving away to his left. Has now got a long chase, slow chase now. The ball has already reached the boundary. Again, another beautifully timed shot.
26 years of age, 9 matches for him, and 13 wickets. Interesting bowler. He's only quickish medium, but moves the ball a lot off the seam. And occasionally off the bat.
This is not a wicket on which you can really err in line and length like that. That run rate required, still hovering roundabout, now just below the 6 runs per over mark. Pakistan will be happy to keep it there without letting it get too demanding above the 6 per over mark. And that'll ease the problems even more. That's a lovely shot.
Ramiz Raja 28 and Salim Malik 6.
They can't, of course, lose their status as world champions until the next World Cup comes round in about 3 years' time or so. That's going to go straight up in the air. It's going to be a chance for Ian Healy. That's a very poor shot from Salim Malik. I'm afraid his tour of Australia is going to end on a very disappointing note. It's another success for Tony Dodemaide. He's bowled well enough to take the wickets at the southern end. Has been expensive, but Salim Malik has gone.
Well, it probably wasn't quite as bad a stroke as Inzamam ul Haq's the other day, although that is subject to seeing the replay again. Well, there's not much between them. 6 for Salim Malik. Caught Healy bowled Dodemaide, and it is now 2 for 46. Javed Miandad comes out at 2 for 46. Salim Malik has just been dismissed. Ramiz Raja is there on 28.
Javed not quite timing at 100%, but it's so quick out there. It was a very tough chase for Mark Waugh. Well, it's just about gone behind the roof of the Brawongle, and a few clouds also hiding the sun. Pakistan 2 for 62 after 19. Steve Ward diving, trying to take that chance. Must have gone very close.
Damien Martin on the field.
Can't get a glove on that one, and it's very fast down there. So a fortunate 4 for Ramiz.
Runs there. Javed Miandad has got hold of this one. Javed Miandad just querying the positioning of Alan Border's field. He's hit that ball very well, and as soon as he's hit it, he's turned to the square leg umpire to say, look, it's a no ball, there are only 3 men in the circle. In fact, the man has just come in from long on to make it 4. So that no ball wasn't called, even despite Javed Miandad's protestations. And Pakistan are 2 for 91. That's it, that's his 50. Typical Ramiz Raja on drive. Plays it nicely, very straight bat. Just about as straight as the one he's offering to the crowd to acknowledge the applause. That's a good shot. It's cleared Alan Border at mid-wicket. And we've seen the ball race away to that particular part of the ground many times today. 4 runs all the way. Mark Waugh coming in very quickly from square leg, showing a little bit of enthusiasm. Was a bit unlucky earlier in the day, was run out. A little misunderstanding with brother Steve.
Ramiz Raja also fancies his chances, has a little bit more success. It's another boundary. Ramiz has hit a few boundaries in his innings tonight. He's just hit his 9th boundary.
He's gone. Completely mistimed this flick on the leg side this time. Disappointment for Ramiz Raja just when he was going so well. Success for Greg Matthews. Success for his perseverance there, but Ramiz Raja is not happy.
Ramiz misjudging this shot, going back, thinking about hitting it over the top, but got himself into a rather awkward position, got himself cramped. Not one of the more difficult catches that Alan Border has had to take. Ramiz Raja is on his way for 67.
Inzamam ul Haq, man who played a couple of magnificent innings in the World Cup.
Border has had considerable success in limited overs games. He's had the ability to beat batsmen in the flight. A lot of caught and bowls or caught on the drive. Just like that.
Well, we saw a brilliant catch in that position by Asif Mushtaba. He's a bit shorter. That one wasn't quite as far over Mark Waugh's head. But a very good catch. It was hit extremely well by Javed. Javed is very disappointed.
You think the Australian captain is absolutely delighted. Went right off the meat of the bat. Splendid catch by Mark Waugh. Javed has gone for 41 and it's 4 for 132.
Pakistan were going along very nicely with Ramiz and Javed on top. Suddenly they've lost those two.
Well, he's the most experienced of their players. He'll want to take the team to West Indies, I would think, where they will be fighting for what might loosely be termed the World Championship, depending on how West Indies and Australia finish up here in the Test series. They're only playing a 3-match series in the Caribbean. Got him. Away goes Wasim Akram. Might have the batting order right, but they haven't got the strokes right at the moment. Plenty of overs to go, 18 of them, and there's a bit more body language.
Wasim Akram doesn't normally hang about when he bats, but he really mowed right across the line there. Out for a duck. And Pakistan, after batting quite well, suddenly a middle order collapse, and it's 5 for 133.
New man in, Asif Mushtaba. He's in because of Wasim Akram's wild swing in this, the 33rd over.
Terrific placement there from Inzamam. Had to beat Mark Waugh and keep it away from the outfielders.
108 needed from 13 overs. That's round about the formula Pakistan have been working on, but it seems a fairly stiff one to me. There's a bit of a contest going on there between Inzamam and Mark Waugh. Waugh's in the orthodox position at extra cover.
Long chase there for Mark Taylor. He's really an unbelievably good fielder, Mark Waugh, because he's fielding in probably the roughest patch on the ground out there, and he's done some terrific work. It's gone a long way. That'll be 6.
That is a very big hit. The pitch is way towards the Bill O'Reilly stand. It's not plumb in the centre of the ground.
Matthews going over the wicket now to the right-hander. Ask the question. Umpire Prue shaking the head vigorously. The chase is on. They're close enough. They're good enough. The outfield is very fast. The wicket's good. Asif goes well to mid-wicket. That's beautifully placed and timed. The hero of the tie at Bellerive. 50-run partnership. Pakistan, that's the key if they can bat out the final 8 overs. It's well played, chips it over, short cover. It's very fast, it's 4. Pakistan will have to bat very well to win. They need 10.66 per over. And it's Craig McDermott back into the attack. He whips that nicely to square leg. That's a very good start by Asif. Fine young player, this man. Brings up to 200. There he goes again. This time it's Taylor. It's deep cover. Fields well, just a single. As if Asif ever makes 100, it'll be a beauty because he plays all the shots, both the off and onside. The ground's very quiet. Enjoying this challenge by the Pakistanis.
They certainly can't complain about lack of entertainment tonight. Has been a good match.
Bowling has given some room. Right into the middle stump goes McDermott. Beautifully bowled, fully length, the end of a fine knock. It's clean bowled for 40.
And the end of another middle stump. That one completely shattered. That's what Craig McDermott needs to do. Inzamam ul Haq goes for 40 or 46 balls. Pakistan now 6 for 204.
Up to the climax here. Australia have the advantage. He's got the bat on the ball here. It's not going to carry to the mid-on fieldsman. Steve Waugh is down in that position. 2 runs eventuate. It's the last ball of the over. He's found a gap here. That'll go all the way to the boundary. Still not quite enough runs. 9 runs from the over, 6 for 218. Pakistan to win need a lot of luck. Some bad bowling and some very good batting. 6 sixes will do it. And that's the very handy way to get 4, but unfortunately 4 runs a ball is not quite enough. It's well struck. Nobody is going to be able to stop that. There's a certain air of inevitability about this now. The Australians not really fussed in the field. We'll see the Australians get up in a very pleasing win for them with the finals coming up. We'll have the first final here from the SCG on Saturday. Steve Waugh was the man of the match today. Alan Border applauding his team for a good performance, well supported by a big crowd here at the SCG.
That's a good performance from Pakistan, but not good enough in the face of the big target they were chasing. 6 for 237 from the full 50 overs, with Ramiz Raja top score of 67. Ramiz and Javed put on 84, and then Inzamam ul Haq and Asif Mushtabah 71 in just 72 balls, and that was swinging at Pakistan's way at that point. Then suddenly the Australians struck again. A good performance, as is shown by the Australian bowling card. McDermott once again bowled very well. 9 overs for 27 on that good batting track and 1 wicket. Tony Dodder made 2 for 30. Rifle Nunn for 53 bowled better than that, particularly at the end when he kept the ball right up to the bat. Nunn for 26 for Steve Waugh. Matthews 2 for 54, bowled well enough to ensure his place in the final squad. And Alan Border 8 overs, no maiden, and 1 for 40. So a great performance from the Australians. Alan Border should be happy. Here he is now with Javed and the player of the match with Ian Chappell.
Thanks very much, Richie. Well, we've got $5,000 from the Benson Hedges pool. Firstly, $3,000 to the winning captain, Alan Border. Congratulations, Alan. Pretty good hit out just before the finals.
Excellent, just what the doctor ordered. The bowlers had to work hard. The batting was very good. You know, got a good total on a good wicket, and sort of all came together really well.
What about Mark Waugh fielding in all positions? Have you seen a better all-round fieldsman than him?
Not too many. You probably have to sort of look at someone like Roger Harper to get someone better. I mean, he catches brilliantly anywhere, and his ground fielding is excellent. Doesn't hit the stumps often enough, but he's a tremendous fielder.
That's judging him on your high standards.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well, good luck for the finals then.
Thanks very much, Shane.
All right, and we've got $1,500 for the losing captain, Javed, coming forward. Javed, batting a lot better today.
Yes, we batted well and chasing 260, and we end up with the 240. Wasn't bad score.
That bit of a wave that you gave as you came off the ground, that wasn't a sort of a farewell to Sydney, was it?
Well, I don't know I'll be back again or not, but I just wanted to thank everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this was our last game, and just wanted to wave everyone.
All right, well, thanks for your part in the entertainment. We'll hope to see you here again sometime.
Hope so. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Javed. And we've got $500 plus the Baccarat Crystal Man of the Match award for Steve Waugh. Steve, you like batting out here in the Sydney Cricket Ground?
Yeah, it's been good to me this year. I felt pretty good today. I took it easy for a little while and got a few in the middle after that. So, yeah, I was happy today.
Yeah. And running into pretty good form with the finals coming up, that's important.
Yeah, it was good to see the side get 260 today. We've been struggling for a good score, and I think it augurs well for the final series.
Yeah, well, I guess the bowlers have been on top a bit this summer, so it's pretty good track.
Yeah, very good. I think it's probably the best one-day we've come across. A little bit more pace than normal and good bounce, and the outfield was pretty quick, so there's probably 20 or 30 runs better than you normally get in Sydney.
All right. Well, good luck for the finals.
All right, thanks, Ian.
Well, there we are, Richie. Very happy man of the match and a happy Australian side. Back to you.
Thanks, Ian. A very happy Australian side, and so they should be, because not only did they play well here in Sydney in this game, but down in Melbourne I thought they were absolutely brilliant, just closing in on Pakistan at the right time. So that's the points table. It shows Australia with 11 from their 8 games. They head the table now, West Indies 10. Those two teams going into the finals, the first of which will be played in Sydney Saturday, January 16. Every ticket sold out for that game. Wonderful popularity at these contests. 35,000 people in Sydney for this match tonight. And the other night down in Melbourne, 70,000 there. That's where the second final will be played, Monday, January 18. Tickets from Bass and from the Sydney Cricket Ground here on behalf of the commentary team. We look forward to having you with us for the finals on Saturday and Monday. For the moment, it's goodbye.